Hey guys, it is Christina here. I hope you're having the most amazing day ever. It's actually quite warm where I am today. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Christina. I'm a naturopath, herbalist, life coach and carnivore, and I'm traveling Australia with my family. So you'll see me in my car as we actually talk. Now, today for me is day 2 of the 90-day challenge or quest that I am on, which is resolving hyperinsulinemia. So a little brief thing is that I have been carnivore for 9 months now, and I've reversed diabetes. So my blood glucose is within a non-diabetic range at this point in time, but my insulin levels are still going to be high, which means that I am proactively working on reducing insulin right now. And so I'm taking myself as well as participants. So I've got about 20 participants who are joining me on the hyperinsulinemia quest as we start to resolve hyperinsulinemia, which is too much insulin within the blood, and get our bodies back into a state of being able to enter into ketosis and use fat as a fuel source. And so I am doing that. I'm on day 2. So the first week of my quest is a beef bacon. Excuse me, I could feel it coming. I was trying to ignore it. It didn't work. A beef, bacon, butter, egg quest. So for a whole week, that's all we're eating. It's beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. So this is day 2, and hooly dooly. I want to remind you, if you are doing this with me, have your electrolytes. Make sure you have your electrolytes, because I've got a detox headache today, which I kind of expected a little bit because I did eat some chocolate and some cake for my daughter's birthday. So I did expect that I would have some of that, but I forget these things too. Like, it's a good reminder. Remember to take your electrolytes, especially while you're detoxing and you're putting your body under a little bit of metabolic stress, which is essentially what this quest is. So I have got a headache today, but I can happily report that I am down 1.2 kilos. So I've still got a little bit of extra weight to take off again, which I put on for this week where I didn't monitor and didn't look after myself, and I had the no sugar free sort of stuff, which I will say that the no sugar products and the erythritol and the xylitol and the stevias and all of that type of stuff, I've talked about it before, is that I see them as a tool that they can be really helpful to actually make life a little bit more enjoyable, but also to help us get off of the actual sugar. But if you are somebody who is like me, who has high insulin, then unfortunately it's going to keep your insulin levels high, because we have some receptors within our gut and of course in our taste buds. So our taste buds get it hit first, and then we've got some receptors in our gut that get a sweet sensation, and they send a message along to the pancreas, and they go, whoa, sugar's coming in, we need some insulin, baby. And so it's going to actually trigger the release of insulin. So when you're trying to fight insulin, or you're trying to lower insulin, and essentially I'll talk about it like this because I just had a good client session where I talked about this, and essentially what happens for those of us with high insulin and or insulin resistance, so you might have heard it from the term of insulin resistance. So those of us who have got this, essentially our insulin has atrophied. And what I mean by that is it's kind of like the pedal has been down. We've been pumping the gas pedal on insulin for a long period of time in our lives, to the point that the pedal has gotten stuck and it is atrophied. And atrophy essentially means it's not moving. It's like lacking luster. It's lacking the muscle and the flexibility to be responsive. And insulin is not being responsive. It's being stuck on. And so therefore we release glycogen or glucose to match the amount of insulin our body is pumping out, because we don't want to go into a coma. So our metabolic system is trying to stop us from going into a coma. And so what it will do is, instead of utilizing, for me, in my case, I am not eating carbohydrates majority of the time, except for the birthday cake and the chocolate. Majority of the time, I'm not eating carbohydrates. And so my body can't use the carbohydrates that are coming in to release and to match that insulin. So what it's doing is it's taking my muscle and it's turning that into glycogen or glucose, and it's using that to match that insulin level. And so that puts us into starvation mode. So we reduce energy, our sleep gets a little bit disturbed when we do that. You know, things can go funky, like we're not thinking super well, we're fixated on sugar, we get those massive sugar cravings that are happening. And so that's going to impact that. Now, for me, I'm trying to make this insulin muscle stronger. I'm trying to get it out of this space of atrophy and getting it flexible and moving and like oil up the joints. And that's what we're actually doing when I'm doing this quest for 90 days, is to work out which one of these work best for me and which ones work best for my participants within this sort of experiment quest that we're doing. Now, and then we're going to do that more often, more frequently, until we get ourselves into a really good, healthy metabolic state. Now, because that's happening, it can take time to get back into to a good space. But that's the whole point of the 90 days, is to take time to get back into that and to allow our bodies to actually become metabolically flexible again. And so, how am I feeling? Headache, definitely headache. So remember, electrolytes, because I'm doing some detoxification right now. My body is going to be detoxifying. I will say, hey, look at my top. Like, I love this. I got this yesterday for my daughters. Well, I actually bought it at the op shop because I saw it. And I was like, oh, I love the color. I like the fit. It looks really nice, but I don't think it will fit me. I would like it to fit me, but I don't think it'll fit me. So I gave it to my daughters and they hadn't tried it on yet. And I was just like, today, I wonder if it would fit me. And so my daughter, who had claimed it, said, try it on, Mum. And so I did, and it fit, and I'm like loving it. But now I'm too hot because it was cold this morning. It's hot today. So that's how I'm feeling at the moment. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Trying to keep it simple because our cooking equipment is really simple. If you've seen any of my shorts, you'll see what my cooking setup is at the moment. It's not very good. Well, it's not, I don't have a full kitchen. So that's what I'm doing. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Actually really enjoyed breakfast this morning. We had bacon and we had eggs, and I put like a massive chunk of butter in it because my kids have joined me. So like not all of them are on board. Like my two little ones aren't, but all of my other kids want to join me on this quest. And so they're joining me, and I'm like, I need to make this cost effective. So we need to eat lots of butter. So I'm putting in big slabs of chunks of butter so that they feel full and satisfied and are not hungry while we're actually doing this. But it's good. It's exciting to see them go, yes, I'm up for a challenge. Let's do this. They're not looking forward to like the sardine fast, and they're not looking forward to some of the other fasting, but they're like keen, which I think is really good as well. So yeah, I'm super excited that I lost 1.2 kilos today though, because like I was like, oh, when I saw the numbers yesterday, feeling good about my numbers today, looking forward to numbers tomorrow, and actually just getting back on board and getting everything going the way that I want it to be going. And I'm super keen. I need to go get my blood glucose monitor still. That's on my to-do list today, is to get a new blood glucose monitor. But I'm super keen to see what's going to happen when I do that, and see what's happening with my ketones. That I'm super excited about. So I have kind of been like hanging out for this 90 days, but also not hanging out because I'm like, oh, I don't love the sardine fast, but I know my body does. So sometimes we do things that are good for our bodies that our taste buds don't necessarily enjoy as much, so that we can get healthier and better, and then we can go back to just enjoying the foods that we like. All right, if you have any questions, like if you have any comments or questions, I would love to know. Pop them in down below. Remember, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. See you later.